Okay, I'm gonna do a run through on Kernel core messaging 1.5.7. This is a very significant release because I'm able to demonstrate the realm rendering. A realm will be like a tab web page that you render HTML. It's not fully integrated uh, because the messaging it's just pass through. It's not decoupled. You could say it's synchronous. You want to decouple as asynchronous because then like every time you do a request, you have to set information as well, retrieve it. I broke down to different levels as well. So level one will be the ICMP and the heartbeat and the timing. Level two is the rendering. I have a rendering state object which does the web page rendering. You can see right here. This is the JSP rendering. I'll start. Start from the beginning at the beginning process. The first thing you have to do is start up the GTTP server. I I call it GTTP now because the port number is still Tomcat, but the port is 4200 right now. So for those who are curious, this when you see this the text right here, it means that the server is up and running, and so what you have to do is the cornerware is a client, right? You have to connect the client to it, and yeah, you have layer one, layer two, and layer three. The services is a ping, just to make sure it works. You ping it. This is the KMP6, which is a context, and I explain what a context is. So it pings successfully, and then you go to layer three, open up the browser right here. This is it. This is a it's supposed to show different colors and stuff. I decided just to release it because then I'm halfway through the integration. Basically, the other part integration is you have the polling to to get the messages back into the client, and that includes the REM properties like size, width, and height, and color and rendering right here. And so after that, you create a new ob- object called agent. An agent would be the Mario Brother in Nintendo. That is a character basically. I don't really play Minecraft, so uh, like it'll be a character. And you create a chat message on top of it. But the layer two is the callback. Layer two is the ICMP callback. Layer three is the rendering. It uses the same rendering code for both the cloud as well as the stuff. So I'll show you the code right here. Cornerware, source, till eventually I need to change this. The, uh, the code that you would need to look at is rem cornerware. Hmm. Rem rendering right here. So it's a rendering state machine. It is a state machine, and it renders it right here. So it gets right. So this rendering uh, in a global container, the global container contains the KW wrapper. Inside it has a KW wrapper, and so that gets the hash map right. So this is a key because this hash map is a key value pair. And so this is a key right here, and so it gets the atom weight. So you have to so you have to know if it's int or not, and or long. That's because the hash map. You have to know what the type is, and so you get an atom first, and you just create a dimension. This is a wrapper for dimension. So this gets you the dimension. For now is if the constructor is JPanel, it's local, and if it's a global container on then it'll be global, but uses the same rendering routine to draw this stuff. So both on the client side as well as the server side. And so I had a lot of problem with the build system. It took me 4 hours. It couldn't working, and so the reason was because the module mess you up. So I'll explain what the context is and what a module is. I since I took me 4 hours, I decided to upgrade. So right now you're using Tomcat 11. It used to be 10. I'm pretty sure 10 works. I just decided to use 11. I think it has more feature for the. If you go to the web apps directory, when you put a WAR file right here, it extracts it to KMP6. Oh, that's not really extracting, huh? That's kind of weird. Huh. So, but it is using uh, Tomcat 11. So the Eclipse must have just create its own local directory uh, instead of using this web apps directory. So that's why. And so when you create a lot of these contexts, the whole thing, when war file is like a tar file, right? It gets extracted, so it can be six, right? So that's a context. Everything inside the context is called a module, and so it gets messed up because, like, for example, you have to bundle like a KMP jar file for the library for the util right here. It's the lib right here, the web app right here, right here. So it has a corner a jar file that you need to use the utilities like rendering realm, and so that versioning gets buggered up because there's so many modules, right? Yeah, like 4, 5, and 6 right here, and so it took me a while to figure out to clean it, and so this is if you ever use Eclipse, the server configuration is right here. It's at a server side right here. It's like it's red because I can't fix it. There's some sort, but it still works. And so yeah, and this is that was a web apps directory. This is the actual. They copy it to a local directory right here. So I changed the port. It's 4200. Um, so yeah, so I'm halfway through the integration. That means for the next one, you're able to see uh, the whole realm working, which is a really big milestone. Then you can actually visualize how the messaging gets passed through, and it can implement more features, and you see a lot of more features coming up. Okay, but okay, I forgot earlier to show you my JSP configuration on the cloud side, so I'm gonna start that quick run through. Once you get started, this is like a hello world, the KP6, and so if you use send for, I need to rename that. This is the JSP. You configure the width and the height, like 400, like that. So it renders. So this is like a war file, REM space. A REM space. It's like a micro service, right? So that's this code right here, Java Coneware server right here. So we have the gateway. This contains a global initialization. It's loaded on startup, so it should have a global container, global container, and that gets dispatched. And so the REM space is like KMP. It's specifically handle very specific stuff. This will be replaced with a rendering, the REM space class to render it was exactly the same for the client side, and so it renders right here. So